Welcome to Dominate Your Potential. I am your host, Milton Sithole. And if you are a millennial entrepreneur, you are a family leader, you are a fair-driven builder who refuses to settle for nothing less than greatness and excellence, this is your space. This space is for you. See, here we don't just talk about potential, we learn how to dominate it in every area of our lives. Now, in previous episodes, we talked about hunger and passion, what gets you moving and keeps you in the game when things get tough. You see, today we are turning to chapter 3. Remember, we are in the book inspired series of a Dominate Your Potential podcast, and chapter 3 says, be original and stay true to yourself. That's right, be original and stay true to yourself, because you can be hungry, you can be passionate, but if you abandon who God made you to be, you will climb the ladder of success only to realize it's leaning on the wrong wall. That's right. So, wherever you are listening from right now, lean in, come to the front of the classroom. Yes, lean in and step to the front of the classroom, because this episode is an invitation to stop being a copy and start fully embracing your original design. You see, Maya Angelou said, in a world that often imitates, authenticity is your greatest masterpiece. Let it soak. In a world that often imitates, he said, authenticity is your greatest masterpiece. Now, in a culture obsessed with trends, filters, and fitting in, it may look like being yourself is a crime. It's becoming like a radical act. And you are questioning yourself because you don't look like other people. The way you think, the way you do things may seem to be a bit different, and you feel like it's wrong. But let me ask you a straight question right now. Are you, as you are you living as a first-rate version of yourself or a second-rate version of somebody else? You see, we've all felt that pull to sound like someone else, to dress like someone else, to post like someone else, to build like someone else, to dress like someone else, but you were never called to be a cheap copy. No, you were created to be an original expression of God's creativity. Today, we are going to explore 3 big ideas, just 3. 1, why your originality matters. How imitation and compromise slowly steal your identity. And 3, how to live with conviction and stay true to yourself even when it costs you. See, I have a background in music. Like I used to do some music. Well, maybe I should resume. Maybe we shall see. But I used to do music back home, and I had a choir background. I sing in the choir, sang in the choir, and I'll listen songs, and I was a backing vocalist, and I used to host concerts back home with my company Yati Yati Productions. So basically, I love music, but now I just want to ask you this question. Like, there is this analogy whereby it says that it's better to be a first-rate version of yourself than a second-rate version of somebody else. Now, when I heard that phrase, my mind went straight to music, because I have a background in music. I love music. So Just think about all the genres of music out there. There's rap music, there's jazz, there's rock, there's country, there's gospel, there's Afrobeat, R&B, amapiano. There's quite a lot of genres, to be quite fair. And they don't all sound the same. They don't fight for the exact same spotlight, right? Each has its own rhythm, its own feel, its own audience. For example, jazz doesn't need to become rap to matter, yet it matters the same, right? Rock doesn't need to turn into country to be powerful. Each genre stands in its lane, and the people who resonate with it find it. That's powerful, yo. Now, your life is like that. There is a lane, there is a sound, there is an audience, and a space in this world that fits who you are. The original you, that fits your story, that fits your style, that fits your voice. Now, the problem is many of us, we spend years trying to remix ourselves into somebody else's genre. And we see someone winning in business, in ministry, or social media, and we start copying their tone, we start copying their approach, their everything, basically, until we lose ourselves in the process. And, well, don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with emulating our luminaries. There's nothing wrong with emulating luminaries or engaging mentors. We learn from them and we honor them, but let their lives expand your vision. However, in everything you do, do not lose you. Do not lose yourself. As the saying goes, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. You make the greatest impact, like you make the greatest impact basically when you stay in your lane. You know your calling and express your unique design without apology. Like there's a scripture verse which says that my sheep will hear my voice. The right people, the right kind of people will come to you. You don't need to be a second-rate version of somebody else in order to fit into the status quo. You are not here to be a bootleg of someone else's greatness. You are here as a masterpiece in your own right. And I like what Nobel Prize winner Dag Hammarskjöld once said. He said, never for the sake of peace and quiet deny your own experience or convictions. That line, it hits me hard, to be quite fair. It's because it exposes how often we trade authenticity for approval. Yes, we stay quiet, and not because we agree, but because we are afraid of losing a deal, losing a friend, or standing out too much. We pretend to be okay with things that go against our values just to keep the peace, but there is a high price for that kind of peace. It costs you yourself. You lose yourself, and nobody can overemphasize the importance of courage and conviction in your self-development and personal fulfillment. You see, even God always encourages us to be bold, to be courageous. You find that in the scriptures. In the Old Testament, he'll go to his kids and he'll approach them, and the first thing that he'll say is, fear not. He will say, be bold and courageous, which is a testament of how we are to live. Really, there is nothing to be afraid of. But at times we self-sabotage ourselves into thinking that we are not enough, and we feel like other people are worthy, more worthy than ourselves. That's the problem with society today. Like, it will ostracize you into thinking that, hey man, because these other people are being celebrated, they are so-called celebrities, as it were. You look at their lives, you look at them, and you feel like, and you're looking at yourself, you think, oh boy, I am not anything, I'm nothing. But that couldn't be further from the truth. So it's important that you are courageous and you dive deep into your conviction in your self development and personal fulfillment. Because when you ignore your convictions, you betray your own soul. When you honor them, you start stepping into leadership. So follow your convictions. That's my advice to you. Follow your convictions. And remember, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with you, really. There's nothing wrong with being you. You were created as an original, a masterpiece. Like, the proof is in your fingerprints. Remember, of all the billions of people in the world, none of us share our fingerprints. None of us. No one has the same set of fingerprints. That is proof positive of my originality, of my authenticity, of that I matter. I am somebody of note. And there is nothing more potent than a man or woman of conviction. Become convinced that you are somebody special, that you matter, that you have come into this world for such a time as this. I mean, you could have been born like during the olden days, where there was no technology, where there was no aeroplane. You could have been born back then in the Stone Age. You could have been born like back then. But you are here right now for a purpose. You understand? All these other people, we read the history books, we hear about stories of people who have come and gone, who did great things. But other people in their generation, they didn't do squat about their lives, because probably they were also not convinced that they mattered. And we only get to read about those who are courageous, those who follow their convictions and who did not ignore their convictions or betray their own soul. That's the same with us. Like, we have to honor our convictions. We have to honor who we are, because when you honor your convictions, you start stepping into leadership. You follow your convictions. There is nothing more potent than a man or woman of conviction. You see, you become a leader the moment you decide, I would rather be original and misunderstood. Oh my God. Be original and misunderstood than a copy of someone else and be uploaded. You become a leader when you are willing to stand alone if necessary. You see, because you know that God made a masterpiece in you. Always remember, God did not mass produce you. Kabayaye. God did not mass produce you. He handcrafted you with a specific personality, a background, story, and calling. Every time you deny that, you dial your own impact. You see, values compromise, and they compromise who you are. Like, that's one of the biggest areas where people lose themselves. Compromise of values. You see, you don't have to dial your own impact just by compromising your values. See, so many people lose sight of who they are because of they want to close a business deal, fit into a certain settle, move up faster. One small compromise here, one overlooked red flag there, and slowly who they are on the inside no longer matches what they project on the outside. That's bad. Now, there is a powerful example I want to share with you from Strive Masiyiwa. Strive Masiyiwa is a London-based Zimbabwean businessman, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, the founder and executive chairman of Econet Wireless Group. So he said one of the questions is often asked by people who want to invest in Africa is, how do I deal with people demanding bribes? And he says his answer is really quite simple. He has never had any difficulty with saying no. Think about that. Is it corruption only occurs at the point you decide to participate? It takes two people, the one demanding it and the one willing to pay it. This is how we fight it, each of us deciding, I will say no. For Strive, and for many others, that no comes from a deep place of conviction. And for me personally, dealing with corruption has never been primarily a business decision. It's been a faith decision. You see, in my mind, to quote the Apostle Paul, I am fully persuaded that there is no person or force in all the universe that has the power to stop what the Creator has given me. These are the words of Strive Masiwa. He says that conviction changes everything. He says if God opened the door, no bribe is necessary to keep it open. If God calls you, you don't have to become someone else to be chosen. If the opportunity is truly yours, compromise is not a requirement, only obedience and persistence. When you believe that deeply, you stop negotiating your values for temporary gain. You stop selling your originality for short-term advantage. That's powerful, yo. So, how then do you stay original in a world that constantly pushes you to conform? First, honor your story. You see, your background, your failures, your victories, your culture, your journey, they all form part of your unique sound. Don't spend your life trying to erase where you came from. Instead, let God redeem it and use it. And the second thing is know your lane. You have heard the phrase, stay in your lane. Just like music genres, you don't need to compete with everyone. Ask yourself, who am I called to? What problem burns in my heart to solve? What style of communication or leadership feels honest to who I am? When you know your lane, you stop swerving into everyone else. And third, you need to clarify your non-negotiables. Right. These are the values you will not trade, like integrity, faith, family, honesty, excellence, whatever they are for you. Decide them before you under pressure. Then when opportunities come with strings attached, you answer with a clarity. Your answer is already clear. You know what to say. And well, number 4, you surround yourself with people who respect your authenticity. If you walk only with people who want to see the better version of you and the version of you that is convenient for them, you will eventually betray yourself, right? But when you walk with people who can handle your no, who celebrate your boundaries and who push you to be real, you not a watered down version. Like there's there are some people that come to your life and they just want to maybe take advantage of you, such that when you say no to their demands, to their requests, they either get angry, they get frustrated. Those people, they don't respect you. They don't care about you. They are only there to use you, because if they did care, they will respect your boundaries and understand that at this particular time, you're not able to be there for them, period. And lastly, trust who God made you to be. Trust that who God made you is enough. You see, you are enough. You are more than enough. You don't have to sound like that influencer, preach like that pastor, build like that entrepreneur or parent like that family on Instagram, you are not behind. You are on a different assignment. That's it. Our assignment is not the same. Like, you have to be a first-rate version of yourself than a second-rate version of somebody else. You see, now I want to give you a few questions and a challenge for this week, really. And ask yourself, where in my life am I tempted to be a second-rate version of someone else? In what situations have I denied my own experience or convictions just to keep the peace? Which values have I quietly compromised for the sake of money, acceptance, or progress? And you just had to identify one area where you've been imitating more than originating. Maybe in your business model, your leadership style, or even your spiritual life. You write down one conviction you've been ignoring in that area and make one concrete decision this week that honors that conviction. It might be saying no to a deal that feels wrong, changing something in your content or work that doesn't feel like you, or having an honest conversation where you finally speak from your true experience, from your authentic self. You see, as you do this, pay attention to what happens in your heart. Often, when you choose authenticity over approval, there is an immediate sense of peace and inner strength, even if it costs you something externally. You see now, and from a faith perspective, being original is not about ego, it's about stewardship. God did not copy and paste when He made you. He placed specific gifts, convictions, and a unique expression of His image inside you. When you try to live as a copy, you hide the part of God's creativity that was meant to come through your life. So there's a lot of consequences that come with being someone, trying to be someone who you're not. So let this be your prayer. Say, Lord, help me to be fully myself in you. Show me. Oh, Lord, show me. Dear Lord, show me. Show me, Lord, where I traded authenticity for acceptance. Show me who you made me to be. Lead me, Lord. For the Bible says, for as many as are led of the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. And now are we the sons of God. Show me your ways. Show me your way that I may walk in line. Show me your perfect will, Lord. Lead me to your perfect, for I want to walk with you, to be the man, to be the woman that you call me to be. For you have said in the word, before I was formed in my mother's womb, you knew me. Lord, I want to walk in that light, in the light of that assignment that you have predestined for me. You see, give me courage to honor my convictions, to say no where I must, and to trust that what you've put in me cannot be stopped by any man or system. Amen. You see, you are not called to live as a watered-down version of anyone else. You are called to be an original masterpiece, walking in the fullness of who God designed you to be. And let that sink. Remember, always remember, there is value in who you are. Be true to yourself. Be an original version of yourself, because yes, you are here for a reason, and your sheep will hear your voice. Right, family? And thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me on Dominate Your Potential podcast. And if this episode challenged you or encouraged you, I want to ask you to get yourself a copy of the book Dominate Your Potential. You'll find more insights, more value, and discover how you can even further dominate your potential. And remember to leave a review so we can reach more people with this message. Until next time, stay hungry, stay passionate, and stay authentically you. Remember, you were not born to blend in. You were born to dominate your potential as the original God created you to be. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.